Good morning, people. Positive Paul here on Tuesday, May 28th, 2024, and I will share Daniel chapter 2 concerning Nebuchadnezzar's dream and Daniel's interpretation. And this has to do with prophecy. So Daniel, whose name was Belteshazzar, art thou able to make known unto me the dream which I have seen, and the interpretation thereof? Daniel answered in the presence of the king and said, the secret which the king hath demanded, cannot the wise men, the astrologers, the magicians, the soothsayers show unto the king? So first, we know Nebuchadnezzar has this dream, and apparently all his guys, they can't figure it out. So they come to Daniel. This is the last resort. But again, Daniel reminds the king, hey, what happened to all your buddies that, they're connected to the spiritual realm. They can't figure this out. And so what happened is, Daniel says, but there is a God in heaven that revealeth secrets, and maketh known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. Now, that may be open for interpretation for some, but concerning the latter days, in this context, we're talking about right now. Thy dream and thy visions of thy head upon thy bed are this. As for thee, O king, thy thoughts came into thy mind upon thy bed, what should come to pass hereafter. And he that revealeth secrets maketh known to thee what shall come to pass. But as for me, this secret is not revealed to me for any wisdom that I have more than any living, but there makes that shall make known the interpretation to the king, and that thou mightest know the thoughts of thy heart. Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. Oh boy. The image's head was a fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part iron, part clay. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and broke them to pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broke into pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floor. And the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. Nibiru, anybody? Wormwood? This is the dream, and will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. Uh-oh. Don't you just love this? Thou, O king, art a king of kings. For the God of heaven hath given thee a kingdom, power, strength, and glory, not forever. And wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of heaven, which is different from the birds, the fowls of the air, the fowls of heaven are different, hath been given into thy hand, and hath made thee a ruler over them all. Thou art the head of gold. And after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth. Now this is important. Daniel chapter 2 verse 40. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break into pieces and bruise. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay, part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. There shall be in it of the strength of iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron, part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong, partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. Hybrids, anybody? So here we are, and let's say this again. Daniel chapter 2, 43, and whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. These creepy, chameleon, Canaanite, dirty dog, Draco, reptoid, Hollywood hybrid hacks, shape-shifting anybody, electromagnetic distortion, coming from the tear, the Nephilim, the fallen DNA. And in those days of these kings, and the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, meaning the heathen. Now, then shall it break in pieces and consume all the kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. For as much thou sawest that stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, that it broke it pieces of iron and brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold. The great God hath made known to the king what shall come to pass thereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. Then the king Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his face and worshipped Daniel, and commanded that he should offer an oblation, sweet odors unto him. And the king answered unto Daniel and said, Of a truth it is that your God is a God of gods, little g, little g. That your God of gods and a Lord of kings and a revealer of secrets, seeing thou couldst reveal the secret. Then the king made Daniel a great man and gave him many great gifts, and made him ruler over the whole province of Babylon, and the chief of the governors over all the wise men of Babylon. Now this is important. After this whole interaction is over, what does Daniel do? he does not forget his friends. He does not leave his friends behind. No man left behind. Semper Fi. Always faithful, I thought. Then Daniel requested the king that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego over the affairs of the province of Babylon. But Daniel sat in the gate of the king. Now, folks, Daniel's prophecy is right before us for those that have eyes to see, ears to hear. And please do not stick your head in the sand once your eyes have been opened and your ears start to begin to hear and understand the Word of God. May peace come upon you all. And remember, someone up there loves you.